Hello Orlando and Queens, New York. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and today I get to cut lenses for a really cool frame. This is the RayBan 5154, the ophthalmic Clubmaster color 5762 in the 51 eye size. The 5762 is one of their new hot colors. It is the crystal and gold. Of course, you get the hard shell Italian leather hard shell RayBan case, and you get the RayBan cleaning cloth that comes with it. But here is the star of the show, the main attraction. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and which I will put it on there when I ship to you. But this is the RayBan. Hang on, that's not my flashlight. This is my flashlight. The 5154 color 5762 in the 51 eye size. Hopefully you can see that. When I say ophthalmic Clubmaster, this is the classic Clubmaster sunglasses. So they made a version where it's designed to have the lenses put in there. We're going to do the transitions green, so hopefully they will match the green color of the original lenses. They come with a few different colors. This color, which happens to be the 1158, which is the blue tortoise, if you can see that, comes with a gray lens. This one comes with a green lens. And I'm going to go over some of the other colors it comes with, but I'm going to cut your transitions green lenses with Crizal Avance. Let me go ahead and pop out your original demo lenses that you will receive, one of which indeed says RayBan on the corner. I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my blocker, but first I want to barcode your number into the computer, so years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, should your prescription change or you want to turn these into sunglasses or anything else, I can mail the lenses right to your home and I'll pull your card. So you are Secret Agent 1152 or my 1152 volume series of part of my 250 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. So stay tuned for the other 250 million videos. So that has been programmed in there, 1152. I'm going to hit the start button. A little stylus is going to go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing for the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Let me enter this, the bridge width, which is 21 millimeters. We are good to go there. I previously cut a semi-rimless and it always seems to be frozen on that screen one time where it asks for the bridge size. But that is the shape of the lens that we'll be cutting. The royal we. I tell you, you guys sit back and watch and I'll do this for you. I'm going to move on to the next screen. It's asking for your pupillary distance, which the computer starts at 32.5. Yours is at 36, so I'm going to tap the plus button a few times. It's going to go up in half millimeter increments till we get to 26. I do want to move the optical center up a couple millimeters, and I'm going to mark that one. We're going to go 2 above, and that's going to be at 22. So now we need to get your lenses prepped, where your right lens is minus 350, minus 50 at 80, minus 350, minus 50 at 80. I'm going to turn the axis wheel to 80. Let me go ahead and put some ink into the lensometer so I can dot up your lenses, as it is called. So let's take the right lens, minus 350, minus 50 at 80. Turn the power drum to minus 350. We're good to go there. Make sure the axis wheel is on 80. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. It comes with a little laminate on the front of the lens to protect the lens so nothing rubs against it during shipping. I'm going to take that off there. We're going to put that into the lensometer. I'm going to rotate it until the spherical component comes in clearly. Hang on, I did the wrong lens. Minus 3, minus 1 1/4. No wonder I couldn't see. Minus 350, minus 50. Minus 350, minus 50. Don't worry, I couldn't have messed up. I have to be able to see what I'm working on. I couldn't see that. Now that's a 350. That's so much better. I've got the spherical component dialed in. I want to check the astigmatism correction, which I'll explain a little bit later. Minus 350. Minus 50, and I'm going to put 3 dots onto the lenses. And, well, that left one was a good glob of it. I'm going to darken that right one, and this is the right lens, so I'm going to put that on the platform. Let's do the same thing. In fact, you're going to get these original packets. So again, minus 350, minus 50 at 80, minus 350, minus 50, and of course these are the spherical airwear transition 7 GG for graphite green. These are the Essilor brand of transition signature 7, the gray green, and I'm going to highlight that so you know what you're getting. Of course, as soon as you put these on and go outside, you'll know what you'll be getting. But it also has the Crizal Avance, and of course this is the right lens. And let's do the same thing for the left. Minus 3, minus 1 1/4, minus 3, minus 1 1/4 at 120. And turn the axis wheel to 120. Put the power drum on minus 3. Take the lens out. I've already taken off that little laminate because I thought this was the right lens originally. Put the lens in on the correct sphere power. Dial in the astigmatism and make sure everything's lined up perfectly, and then put 3 dots on this lens. Ah, come on, this center dot won't even show up. Look at that, look at that. Come on, let's put some more ink. I don't know what it is about this center one. It's always the stubborn one. Always gotta be stubborn. That's alright, I got more ink. I can tackle any problem. I will not be defeated by this. Get everything lined up again. Make sure now the 3 dots go on there. Now we're cooking with gas. And again, this is the left lens. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. That joke never gets old. Okay, minus 3, minus 1 1/4 at 120, minus 3, minus 1 1/4. And highlight that. The transitions graphite green with Crizal Avance. And of course, this is the left lens. And you're going to get all this with the manufacturer's original packaging to know that you are indeed getting the Essilor brand Transition Signature 7 gray green lens with Crizal Avance. So the reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So I'm going to do that, get everything lined up exactly where it should be. And but first I need 2 blocks, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which, hey, I've got a couple right here. Let's pull these 2 off. Line that up there. Put the sticker on this one. Put it on the platform. Do the same thing for the second one. Now on the back is a little silver button that's going to do its job twice today. That is a magnet, but first I need to pull the paper away to make the other side sticky. That magnet is now going to line up with another magnet there in the arm to hold it in place. Make sure everything is lined up exactly where it should be. I'm going to hit that button, and the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing for the unright lens, the left lens. We're going to pull that paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up that magnet. Double check your pupillary distance, 36 for your left eye, which has mirrored the right, same optical center height. Get everything lined up. I want to check one thing. Yeah, the lens is much larger. See my thumb? See my index finger? So make sure everything's lined up where it should be. Hit that button, and the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need this guy with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. The actual cutting wheel is this heavy diamond crusted wheel. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away the lens material until it's the final size. And then this wheel in the center, that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Let's go ahead and wake up the computer. 1152. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, Hindex plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. When I do select poly, it automatically gives me a polished edge, which I will not put on this frame because it's not going to even be seen in the edge of this one anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. Let's go ahead and put the lens in here. Press that on there firmly. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time today. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck. Or by now, you know, I like to call it the Charles because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. So we're going to hit the green start button. The door is going to close, the clamp's going to shut, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the right lens, and the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness protruding from the frame, which you will have very little in this frame with your prescription. If you see light flickering in the background, that is water to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto this lens for the last 20 seconds just to wash away any optical debris that you may see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. Now, these lenses, as I mentioned before, are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. They are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and flying debris. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. There in the Queens, New York, this is permanent sunscreen that never needs to be reapplied, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that do need to be reapplied when you're out in the sun. As I mentioned, these are the Essilor brand of transition lenses. Essilor calls polycarbonate airwear because they feel that it is light as air. So the other nice thing, I'll demonstrate the transitions a little bit later, but the one thing you got is the Crizal Avance coating on here. Crizal is 3 coatings in one. The first feature that it has is an anti-reflection coating, so it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and the such. It's also a reflection-free lens. You can see how the fluorescent light above me reflects off of this lens, the demo lens, but it reduces that, so when someone's looking at your eyes, they don't see their reflection. You see just your eyes, so it makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if someone takes a picture with a flash, or if you take a selfie, you won't see the reflection of the camera in the picture. The third feature that I like is that it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the Crizal Avance costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the hardest scratch coating on the lens to protect your time and investment. So water is spraying onto the lens, which tells me it's towards the end of the cycle. A little lever has come out. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, something you would find at the end of a Dremel tool. That's what's applying the safety bevel to the rear surface of the lens. Should any portion of this lens protrude from the back of the frame and come into contact with the cheek, it will be nice and smooth. Now in just a moment, I will open this door with my mind. Now I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just got to stare at it for a couple hours, but I can do it. So let's dry the lens off so it's not slippery. There's still a little bit of optical sawdust. I'm going to use my thumbnail to get that off. Ooh, I love it when it comes off in one piece. Look at that. So let's go old school. I'm going to use my thumbnail and scrape all that around the edge of the lens, and once it's off the lens and onto the table, I carefully collect it into one pile, and then I wipe it on the floor. But no, I'm actually going to wipe it into the trash can. Okay. So let's see if the lens fits first time around. I'm going to take my righty-tighty screwdriver, my Phillips head, and I'm going to do lefty-loosey. Lefty. I had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. I did not take the screw out all the way. I have the frame upside down, and I don't want the screw to come falling out where I have to get on the floor and on my hands and knees to find it. I'm going to tuck the unbreakable lens in. Now we can do the righty-tighty. And one cool thing with this crystal frame, you can see that little gap right there between the top of the eye wire and the bottom. I am going to, if I can get my thumb out of the way, find where the screw goes. And you can see that little gap right there beginning to close as I do the righty-tighty. So that is in there tight. Let's go ahead and start working on the left. We can take this one, press that on, flip that over to L, line up the magnet with the one there in the chuck, the Charles, the Chucky Baby, the Chuckster, the Chuckarama, the Chuckmeister. Alright, I'll shut up and keep working. Hit the green arrow, the door closes, the clamp shuts. Just like before, the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses, making sure at first that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the left side. And just like before, measuring the thickness at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness, showing that even with your prescription you barely have any in a thin metal eye wire frame. Now we can go ahead and take this block off, pull the sticker off, use my hand approved drying technique, throw that in there, add this onto my pile, which is getting better. It's getting better. Ooh, let's see if we can push that one down. Not as big as my old one, but we are getting there. We are getting there. So we're going to come down here and turn the axis wheel back to 80. Put the lens in over that black dot. And read the power, and I am getting minus 350, exactly halfway between 3 and 4. That is because the power of your right lens, well, the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It goes up in quarter increments starting at a 0, so 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. You're at the 14th rung of a ladder. You need 14 steps of far-sighted correction. You are very nearsighted. With your glasses off, everything is much too large. That's why there's a minus sign. When you put your glasses on, it will minify down to the correct size. Now once everything is the correct size, you have 2 steps of astigmatism correction. So you have a spherical correction going one way, an astigmatic correction going this way, and it's how you line up those 2 curves on your eye to make everything nice and crisp. And we're going to line that up at 80. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So we're going to double check that. And we end up at minus 4. How did we get there? That's because we add 2 like signs together. If someone had borrowed $3.50, then they borrowed another 50 cents, they would owe you $4. 4 in the red. Now your left eye needs less far-sighted correction. You only need 12 steps. But you need an additional 5 steps of astigmatism correction, so we'll end up at minus 4 1/4 for that. Now these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It just tells me where to put the correct for the fine-tune knob. Now this frame sells for $180. The Transitions Graphite Green adds $69.99. The Crizal Avance adds $99.99 for a total of $349.98. Now again, you have the crystal and gold. This frame, the classic frame, well, even more classic, came in the tortoise with the black. Of course, this is a blue tortoise, there's a green tortoise, there's a few other sunglass colors, but the classic ones are the black with silver or the tortoise with silver on the frame. They've come out with some new colors. We have the crystal with the silver and the crystal with the gold. There's also a red tortoise, and ever since they came out with these new colors, I think I have not sold the brown or the black at all. I've sold the red tortoise for someone. There's actually a gray striped tortoise and a blue striped tortoise in the clear ophthalmic, meaning it's designed to have prescription glasses put in there. Now anyone can get the transition lenses to make them look like sunglasses when you go outside, and we'll demonstrate that in a moment. But these are some cool, really nice colors that RayBan has not released until the past 6 months. And they've been really hot and flying off the door. Crystal in itself is very hot right now. So, Orlando, I want you to open the door with your mind. Well done, Orlando. First day on the job and you did it right. Take everything out, dry it off so it's not slippery. Run my thumbnail around to make sure that I get all the optical sawdust off of the lens that didn't get rinsed off. Look at that, look at that. I went to school for years to learn how to make this mess, so kids, if you want to grow up and make a mess, you gotta stay in school. So we're going to do a little bit of the lefty-loosey. Keep the frame upside down. I do not want the screw to fall out of there, bounce on the hard counter, then onto the floor. So, and this is important years from now, if you ever get lenses, try and keep the frame upside down so the screw does not pop out. So I tuck the lens in at the top, then going from the nose to the bottom, it pops right in. Again, these are unbreakable, high-impact ballistics grade lenses, so you're not going to harm the lens by popping it in like that. And from the front this time, you can see that little gap that is there. I'm going to put the screwdriver, and then where's the best way for you guys to see that gap? I'm going to start to tighten it, and you will see that gap right there close. There we go, all the way shut. So we're going to pull the block off, dry it off on my hand, throw that back in there, back into that little slot, pull this sticker off, put that one on top there, come over here, we're going to place it in that dot right in front of the optical centers. We're going to rotate the axis wheel to 120. You can see as it magnifies that 120, and check the power of this lens, and I am getting, where's the flashlight? -3. -3, you have another 1 1/4 steps of astigmatism correction. Let's check for that, and we're going to end up with 4 1/4. Now let's do an experiment here. Let me see if I can dial this back in. When I'm looking for the spherical component, hopefully you guys can see that as 3 skinny lines. I can't see what you guys are looking at, but that's what I see when I look inside the lensometer. And then if I was to turn this to, let's see, I can't see that close, 4 1/4, we have 3 thicker lines. Is that dialed in? Yes, it is. And that's how I check for astigmatism correction. Hopefully you guys can see that. I can't tell. So the pupillary distance is 36 for the right eye, 36 for the left, for a combined value of 72. Let me turn the card around. Hold the PD stick on 0 against my thumb on your right lens. Then we hold it up to the left lens. We're getting 72 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. I want to check the optical centers to make sure that is at 22 millimeters, and it is. Same for the left. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses. I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there is a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just stop by your local place and tell them if it's too loose or too tight or high on one side. They'll know what to do. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. But I will get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. I also would like to take a moment to say that I include a selfie request in every picture. So Orlando, I'd love to have you send me a selfie of you rocking these things to put on the website. I also include cleaning instructions, not only for your frame and lenses so they will last you for years, but for your RayBan cleaning cloth, your Crizal cleaning cloth that you're going to get, and the premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I'll provide. So those two will last you for years. So this is what your lenses look like while, oh wait, standard alignment. So let's put it on the counter and press down. There is, the 3-point stance is 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. I'm wearing the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer in color 6053. Again, I have taken the sunglasses and taken the dark lenses out to put my transition lenses in there. So when I go outside, they look like sunglasses. Let me flip this over, press down, there is no wobble, close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. So this is what your lenses look like clear. You can see how that anti-reflective coating reduces the reflections from the overhead lights. And I'm going to go ahead and activate them, and we'll see how close they come to the Transitions green, the green RayBan G15 lens that comes standard in the sunglass version, the original version. I'm going to put it in my little Transitions box. Now as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for all transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now Orlando, this is important, pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day. And that's why they won't turn dark in a car. Now they will if you have a convertible or a motorcycle. Now there's a new lens out there called Transitions Extra Active that will get 30 to 50% darker behind windshield, as well as darker in hotter weather. So Again, these will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above, but when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. So that's pretty good. On the right is the Transitions green, on the left is the G15 RayBan lens, sunglass lens. So that's how they would look. Of course, this is the first time they've been activated. They'll keep getting darker and darker. Come on, we talked about that, don't you remember? So that is how that looks. As I keep running my mouth, these are going to get lighter and lighter. So everyone out there, if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com, on Twitter as freerxlenses. If you have any questions, you can contact me on the website, on the contact me page, or you can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or even better yet, I encourage people to leave a comment in the comment section below, because not only will I respond to you, but everyone else will be able to read your question and learn from the answer that I gave. So as you can see, these are going to keep getting lighter and lighter. Again, this frame, let me see if I can stall where they get back to clear. This frame sells for $180. This is the RayBan 5154. Where's my flashlight? I've got a smaller flashlight, I just can't find it. The RayBan 5154, color 5762, which is crystal and gold in the 51 eye size. Orlando and Queens, New York. I hope you enjoyed watching, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.